So the concept was to take these images, which came from disparate places in Mexico, and bring them together like an archaeological record, okay? And so in this very first one, you have the two, are they monkey people? And their dog. And they're kind of like, and the reason I have the hands up like that is because that is the image. And then over here, you have the woman, she's out with the dog, and she sees that. And that was an image from ancient Mexico. And what does it look like? I mean, really, look at this. It has legs, and then it has these arms, which look more like tentacles, and then a central eye. And then this one over here is just like a background. And these are what I consider to be the real monkey people or indigenous people. And I'm going to polish them up just a little bit because the way you can see the image is the contrast between polished and unpolished. But they're very, very low relief, extremely low relief, because these were all hand cut resist, of course. And so it was very hard to keep them from being blown away by the sandblasting. These are the alien invaders stone, if you will, which is what I was trying to set up, is that all the other images like this look so extremely alien to what the Mexicans had done before, you know, because mostly what they did was either exact geometric designs and patterns, or floral designs and patterns. But look at these three guys down here. I mean, it's like they have television heads, right? And then I used this image again, and then these little guys. And in Mexico, the real badass, and it has many different names depending upon the culture. But no, not that one.
No?
This one.
Oh.
And that's considered to be a snake. But it's like in Mayan, it's Quetzalcoatl, and it actually came down from central Mexico, they say. And it's the plumed serpent, or also called the winged serpent, because sometimes it has wings, but it's always the plumed serpent, or because it has feathers. And so over here, you have like the woman is bringing the guy to show him the alien creature, if you will. And so they even had these like plug-in hands in the end. And then on the bottom, you have the serpent again. And so what I was trying to set up was that these were the interstellar people, but they were also not just a matter of interstellar, but it was also a matter of that they were an artificial intelligence that was based upon what would the word be? It would be kind of like mechanical energy, mechanical thought, mechanical processing of the world, you know, the way we do with computers. And one of our possibilities, of course, is to have a biological computer. But in this instance, these entities were interstellar, and they were crows in here.
Yeah.
And they were in conflict and contrast to what was here, which was all biologically based. And the second one over here, you have this, the serpent, kind of like not actually being there, but being there in image. Because these are the ones who are, and these are the ones that are actually there in physical. And so the monkey people, which would be us, see and discover again these things which have come from an alien land.
And what's this up here?
And here you have the contrast, which is the flowers and the flower images and the birds. And the birds are kind of like attack birds. And it's interesting that they made the bird image like that. And so the next, I was going to do 2 other series of rocks, which would be defining the conflict between the two and a summation of, you know, like, well, what happened? To some degree, we know what happens because these guys aren't around, right? So anyway, that's where I was going from.
Thank you very much.
Okay, that's just there is a book from an anthropologist, archaeologist in Mexico, and he went around and he transcribed all the designs he found in museums in Mexico. And so they came from pottery. They also came from these, they would make these stone and pottery cylinders. And then they would use those to both roll out on cloth, so like put a dye on them and then roll them across the cloth to do the pattern. And they also did that with pottery. They would take like clay tiles and they would roll a design in them, and on the stucco on the houses, you know, just take it and roll it across and they would have their design.
That's neat.
So some of those came from that, some of them from pottery itself, and some from stone.